Yeah. Up off net. Up off net. Come on. This is fight week. This is fight week. Go. Let's go. Come on. We got to talk about this. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz. Don't. All right, man, look who we got up in here. Buxton, what's going on? Oxula? Usla? I'm sorry, man, look. I'm BUSR'd out. I'm BUSR'd out. I need all the luck. If you guys are wagering, okay, and I put it in the title. If you guys are wagering, go to busr.com/showbiz. You got this week. And what's that? Lomachenko, he's the favorite, right? So what's that? Plus 430. So that means that you have to bet $430 to win 100, right? Isn't that what that means? And Teofimo Lopez is under 300. So I think that means if you bet $100, you get 300. So let's go. Let's go. Let me know how you feeling. Lopez going to win? Then bet money. If you know for sure Lopez is going to win, why not bet $300 and get 600? No need to talk about who's going to win. Bet money and win. As far as how they're going to win, we can talk about that. Loma, 9th round, TKO. Lomachenko, TKOing Teofimo Lopez. That's kind of steep for me. Or 100 wins, roughly 23 if you bet. Right. Absolutely, Buxton. Absolutely. Loma for sure. You can't know for sure. Yeah, BK, that's my point. Yo, you about to lose your 10K. ShowBizz, you got this. Actually, we really don't know for sure. I'm betting the odds. I think the odds are more so in the favor of Lomachenko winning, so I might as well pick up a little bread in the meantime. Loma makes Lopez bend his knees in a later 8 to 9, maybe even, well, no mas, I don't see that. But bend the knee, I can see that because, Teofimo, he had to really work to get to this weight. And I think that takes a toll on him. He's already calling out Josh Taylor, the winner between Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor at 140. So he got his sights on 140. He knows he can't make 135 anymore. That's why he keeps saying that the fight is for undisputed when it's not. The fight is not for undisputed. You guys understand why, right? Let's make sure. Teofimo Lopez, he is pushing out is for undisputed, though he knows it's not. Because he's saying, look, Lomachenko is a WBC champ. I don't have to fight Devin Haney and do all that, the technicalities, okay? So it's, yes, he did. So it's beating Lomachenko is becoming undisputed. Crying about his dad's situation. What's wrong with his dad? I missed something. Goodfellas, Mayweather is better than Loma. You talking to Goodfellas? Yeah, Mayweather is better than Loma. He's greater than Loma. He's not there as far as greatness. Who's a better fighter? I think it's close. I honestly think it's close. I think it's close. ShowBizz, watch Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Part 2. I got you. T.O. crying on fight promo. Oh, really? Well, what happened with his father? What happened with dog? Look how many people here. You know what? I've only been here for 5 minutes. There's 172 people in here. Let's get 173 likes. Let's get 173 likes. So everybody hit the like button. Let's get more people in here. It's funny. When the ShowBizz adult community, when we go live, everybody comes on. And that's a beautiful thing. We have a very strong community, extremely strong. So let's just BS a little bit until it's time to kind of narrow down some focus on this fight, which is a wonderful fight. Now, saying his relationship with his dad ain't the same. I need to see the promo because I'm almost saying that almost sounds like he's setting up an excuse. So we know that it's father-son versus father-son. If he's saying that his relationship with his father isn't the same, but I can't do the third person thing. I got to see the promo myself. So I'm not going to assess it through the third party. Yeah, ShowBizz, you got to see it. Right, Just Blaze. Just Blaze, I got to see it before I start talking. I hate that. Just start running off at the end. I haven't even gotten the information, so let me not do that. What's the difference between Loma versus Lopez and Floyd versus Canelo? What's the difference? Canelo Alvarez was coming down in weight and to a catch weight. So Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez didn't fight in the same weight division. That's the biggest difference because Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko, they're both campaigning at lightweight. So so in that case, you actually have to give Lomachenko more credit for taking on Teofimo Lopez than Floyd Mayweather for taking on Canelo. Let me tell you why. In that fight, I'm gonna tell you why. 135 isn't. You agree, John Doe? Thank you so much. Because I'm thinking that may be a controversial statement, but I have reasoning behind it. Lomachenko, that's not his weight class at lightweight. It's really under that. That's not really his weight class. So Lomachenko has to move up. He moved into lightweight, which is the big boys. They sweating and coming down to make that weight. Lomachenko doesn't sweat and come down to make lightweight. That's his weight. That's his walking around weight. So it's kind of like Manny Pacquiao. You know, when Manny Pacquiao was taking on the welterweight division, that was kind of different. So Lomachenko is fighting the big boys. Teofimo Lopez is a heavy guy, but that is his weight class. Now, if Floyd Mayweather would have moved up to 154 like he always did, he fought Oscar at 154, right? He fought Cotto at 154. If he would have fought Johnny, thank you so much, man, for joining. A new member, boy. If Floyd would have moved up to 154 and met Canelo there, then that would have been similar to Lomachenko. If Floyd moved up to 154 and was collecting straps at 154 and fought Canelo for undisputed, for Floyd at least, that would have been closer to almost dead on to Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez. Real talk. He see his father more of a trainer than a father now, basically how it hurts him. I mean, that's sad, you know. Honestly, I was looking at a fight. What fight was that? Oh, I was looking at a Roy Jones Jr. fight. Just going back in the archives. And the commentator made a comment. I think it was Leonard. Was it Sugar Ray Leonard? Made a comment about father-sons and was saying that wasn't a good thing because of that point. But since then, we've had the Shane Mosleys and we had the Zab Judahs and we had all the even the Mayweathers. We had that family thing since then, Lomachenko and all that stuff. So it's been Haney. It's been more normal now. But back then, it was considered a bad idea because you can ruin relationships that way. Sean Porter. But you can ruin relationships that way. And they just didn't think that was, the right decision to have your father train you all the way through the pros, maybe starting up, but hand you off later. So I think it's a natural thing. It makes sense. Regulator, what's going on with you? ShowBizz, I love you, but don't put your 10K on Loma. Miguel, that was I love you too, brother, but that's the most ridiculous statement I've ever seen in my life. That's one of the most ridiculous comments I've ever seen in my life. You literally saw that I had a video doing just that, confirmed bet. To say that now, to say to say that now is the most ridiculous thing I've ever read. Say, good luck would have been nice. Or, hey, ShowBizz, I'm putting 10K on Teofimo Lopez. That would have been even nicer. Johnny, yeah, I was just gonna say that 10K is on the table at this point, bro. Yeah, that's gone. Loma is going to school Lopez. Yeah, Jay Cooley, look. I can say this until the end of time, okay? Look, Teofimo Lopez he looks like he's an extremely talented fighter, but he's still only 23, okay? He's an extremely talented fighter, but he's still wet behind. He's still moist, but IQ, everything, very great. Lomachenko, I don't know what's going on in this boxing world, but Lomachenko is a very rare fighter. That's one of, remember Apollo Creed? Remember when Apollo Creed told Rocky at the end of Rocky 3, you fight great, but I'm a great fighter. You get what you fight great, but I'm a great fighter. That's the difference. Lomachenko to Lopez. And I love Lopez, but Lopez isn't a great fighter yet. Lopez fights great. Lomachenko's a great fighter. Okay, and I don't understand why people don't see how rare Lomachenko is. But I've been catching a weird wave of inconsistency. Let me tell you why. I've seen Floyd I'm sorry. I got a super chat. Dion, I got Lopez by KO if he catches Loma, but if he goes the distance, I got Loma. That sounds right. My thing is, that's why I didn't put 10K on Lopez. I can't give it a puncher's chance. I would never put money on a puncher's chance. You're gonna have to put together what's the game plan on how he's going to systematically beat Lomachenko. That's what you put your money on. And like you said, if Loma goes the distance, you got Loma. So that means put your money on Loma, right? Yeah, everybody hit the like button. 300 people on. Dog, I need the Tyson Bell. We are serious. The ShowBizz adult community is serious, man. I was going to say something. Oh, the inconsistencies. I don't understand. If you are a Floyd Money Mayweather fan, why wouldn't you absolutely love Lomachenko? Let me just ask you. Let me ask you. How can you be a Floyd Mayweather fan and hate Lomachenko? How does that happen? I'm just wondering. And I'll wait. I just really want to know. Floyd didn't lose. Floyd didn't get dropped. So, okay. So you only like people who are undefeated. So don't watch boxing anymore. Why don't watch boxing anymore? Floyd is the only Floyd. It went from Rocky Marciano, Joe Kawasaki, Floyd. Don't watch boxing. Actually, get out the chat. Get out the lot. The boxing isn't for you. Yeah, Floyd's been dropped, but not officially. Either way, go. That boxing is not for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Boxing, that's not even a joke. Well, he didn't officially lose to Castillo. I think he lost to Castillo, but he got to go. He has to go. But I'm talking about a real boxing fan, like a Floyd fan. Why I like Floyd? Personalities are totally opposite. They appeal to different demographics. It's a race thing. When you say personalities, Lomachenko is cocky as hell. Dog, Lomachenko, have you ever seen Lomachenko hit the speed bag? Just like, dog, yeah, I don't know. I kick his ass. He's not on my level. This is easy. I didn't even want to fight Ringadao. He's too old. He's too small and too old. Like, he has an accent, but if he can talk English like, well, Floyd and they're pretty, but that was a low ball. But what I'm saying is that, forget the jokes. If he had a firmer grasp on English, he'll sound like a Floyd Mayweather. He'll sound like a Floyd Mayweather. He's cocky as what? He's not humble. Those guys are the same. Those guys are the same. So is it that? Like, or if it's just race. If it's just race, then yeah, we can't talk. We can't. I don't. You know what I mean? We can't. It's kind of like it's kind of like when people hate on Floyd because they said Floyd was boring. Okay. But then hate Deontay Wilder. It's like, how can you hate Floyd, say he's boring, he couldn't punch hard, you like Triple G because he knocked people out, but then hate Deontay Wilder? He's knocking everybody out. That's my thing. Those are the inconsistencies I see. I'll be like, oh, you must love Wilder. I hate Wilder. Wait a minute. What's good with you? I do. I be so, you know what I'm saying? I would think every Floyd fan should love Lomachenko, feel weird about Wilder, love Tyson Fury. You would think if you like slickness, like, woo, you love James Toney, Sweet Pea Whitaker, you love Lomachenko. You know what I mean? That's me. Like, I look at that special talent. I'll be like, man. But see, I also like Arturo Gatti. I also like Cotto. I also like Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao and Smoking Joe Frazier. You know what I mean? So I like them all. That's why I can like Deontay Wilder and like Tyson Fury. But I'm saying how, when it comes to the haters, how can someone love Floyd, hate Lomachenko, love Triple G, hate Deontay Wilder, hate Floyd, and hate Deontay Wilder? It's odd. It's odd. You and your beliefs are the reason this channel is great. Thank you. I love that you're not stupid racist like the rest of YouTube boxing channels, but you're a real one. Yeah, I'm not going to compare myself to other boxing channels, but thank you so much. But I'm going to tell you something about racism. And I'm going to speak on this. The thing about racism is, it's kind of, isn't it unga bunga barbaric? Shouldn't we have evolved? I think some of us are ahead of the pack. Racism is so dumb and so Neanderthal. It's so basic and stupid to judge people by how much melanin they have or don't, their facial features. That is so, we have satellites and we understand, we're picking up an understanding of the universe, and why are we still doing that? So I'm so ahead of that curve that I'm waiting for everyone else to catch up, bro. Like I thoroughly don't get it. You have you have the earth. The earth is dying, and we're worried about Joe Blow down the street because I don't know, because his skin is lighter or darker than mine. It's getting ridiculous. Most other people don't like T.O. ShowBizz, you don't get discriminated at times? Yeah, and they're stupid. Anyone who discriminates me is stupid and not worth my time. It's kind of like, dude, I'm not gonna put energy. It's kind of like, dude, let me tell you something. Louis C.K. had this joke, okay? Louis C.K. said that he was talking to his daughter, and his daughter, he asked his daughter, do you want a Fig Newton? And his daughter said, it's not called a Fig Newton, it's a Pig Newton. And he got into an argument with his daughter who said it's called Pig Newtons. And he's like, it's called Fig Newtons. It starts with an F, and he's having you have to be a dumbass to argue that with a baby. So for me to get discriminated, if you don't go anywhere, dog, go somewhere and let me go ahead and get this business loan and do that. I'm going to get this. Oh, you're discriminating over here? Then I'm going to go over here who wants some money, who wants some green. I'm about to go over here, get my business loan, nobody's stopping me just because they are stupid. I don't have time for that, bro. I don't have time for it, bro. That's where I'm at. Hey, but bet on this fight? Who all you see how who who all bet on this fight? A super chat, Biz. I got a wild take for you, John Ruiz versus Dillian White. Who wins? That's going to the final bell. That's going to a final bell. Awful fight? I think that's a good fight. It's a fun fight. Yeah, I think it's a nice one. That's a fun fight. See, you got to understand, Ruiz isn't a champion, all right? And honestly, neither is Dillian White, not in my opinion. But hopefully they both can prove me wrong, okay? But Ruiz has already proven me right. Ruiz is one of those guys who needs to be fighting for something. He can't be at the top. At the top, he loses all of his reasoning, his fight. He needs people to see him as the underdog. It seems as though he's been that his whole life. You know, a short, heavyweight, chubby, all those things, Mexican American. So, you know, with that fight, he's fighting for another shot at the title. So Ruiz is going to bring his A game. Ruiz isn't going to get dropped like that. He has a beautiful chin. To beat Ruiz, you got to outbox him. Joseph Parker did an excellent job. I still think Ruiz won that fight, and I love you, Joseph. Which Joseph and Junior Fox going to have their fight. I'm looking forward to that. But real quick, Dillian White post Povetkin. I think he got a fire lit under his ass. Like I said, you always need an ass whooping. You saw what happened after AJ knocked him out. He went on a tear. So you have Dillian White and you have John Ruiz coming ready. Pause. That's a tough fight to call. I think John Ruiz would probably outwork him. Andy Ruiz, my bad. Oh, you meant John Ruiz, not Andy. I keep saying John and thinking Andy. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. My brain read John Ruiz. Now forget all of my explanation, me looking away and thinking and being serious. John Ruiz, bro. John Ruiz, those fights he had with Evander Holyfield said it all for me. All right, man, look. Just wanted to support the machine. Thanks for being so positive, brother. Thank you so much, Sucker Free Sports. Thank you so much. I spoke for 4 hours talking about Andy Ruiz. John Ruiz. Okay, John Ruiz. Buxton, I got 1,000 on Teofimo KO. Hedge with about 3K on a Loma win, so I don't lose it all. That was dope. Nice. Thoughts on Lopez saying that he won't let Loma breathe. You know, here's the thing about that. You had Teofimo Lopez say that he's going to fight him the way Orlando Salido fought Lomachenko. I'm going to say this again. Sometimes you need to take an ass whooping. Orlando Salido, like I've said many times, being dirty, pressuring him, coming in overweight, hitting him low, doing all those things, he pulled out the fight. The referee should have done his job, but he didn't. Either way, he pulled out the fight. Lomachenko isn't going to lose like that again. Lomachenko is going to have to lose in a way he hasn't seen. So I think it would behoove Teofimo Lopez to not do it the way Orlando Salido did it. He's going to lose that way. I think Teofimo Lopez will have to do it in a mixture, in a boxing, slugging way, and open up his chances, put his weight on him and then force Lomachenko to never want to look bad. You got to understand. This is who said, who's the underdog, but read the title. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You have to understand this. You have to understand this. Lomachenko, his pride and his cockiness, Lomachenko if you get off good on Lomachenko, he's going to get a little bit feisty and try to get his back. He works off his confidence. Lomachenko really, do the bullfighter thing. Layla, what's going on with you? Making a clown out of you, turning around, hit you on top of your head, do all those things. He can't be getting beat up on. So if Teofimo Lopez gets some good shots off, I think it would behoove Teofimo Lopez to then step back because he know Lomachenko is going to try to get his back. Teofimo Lopez could then counter him, and he can bait him in to his game plan. I think I would play a mental game. If I was Lopez, I'd play a mental game with Lomachenko. I would. Loma could fight boring like Floyd, but chooses to put on a show instead. Well, but yeah, I guess Terrence Crawford could too, but fighting that way is a mentality. Floyd has that patience to do that all day long. That's a characteristic. He's not made up that way. It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. Lopez is slicker than Loma. Well, bruh, he's not at all. So I think you need to watch more Loma. You watching too much Lopez, or maybe you're watching a bunch of highlights. When you watch highlights, you just watch. You're definitely, if you're saying that, one thing, either you don't know boxing or you're not, or you know boxing but not watching Lomachenko. That'd be the only reason why you said that. Teofimo Lopez, he fights out of a weak Philly shell, and it make it look like he's slick because of his stance, but he's not slicker than Lomachenko. No. Lesser punchers dropped Lomachenko. Lesser punchers, so plural. So how many fighters dropped Lomachenko? Linares. 1. Why did he put plural? Lesser punchers. Why did he say that? Was he trying to manipulate, or was he lying, or trying to say something of value? Well, so one puncher, okay, a lesser puncher in Linares dropped Lomachenko. Dropped him. Did he hurt him or drop him? So he didn't hurt him because Lomachenko got up in maybe 2 seconds. He hit the ground and he got right back up. So he wasn't hurt. So that means it was a balanced flash shot. That happens. It probably need to watch boxing a little bit more often. If he got hit and was hurt, then that'd be another thing. Yeah, it was a flash knockdown. It was a balance shot. He jumped into it, boom, and he got dropped. That happens a lot in boxing. Then you learn not to do that anymore. Gary dropped him. Gary Russell dropped him. I didn't know about that. Yeah, that was a slip. I didn't. Yeah, no. That was a. But anywho, that Linares and Gary Russell was a devastating puncher. He's a hell of a puncher. But with that said, if he was hurt, then I get it. If he was hurt, then I get it. If Gary Russell dropping Lomachenko is less than Zab Judah dropping Floyd. You know what I mean? Zab Judah dropped Floyd way more than Gary Russell dropped Lomachenko. Lomachenko slipped. Floyd Mayweather actually got dropped. He put his glove down against Zab. Let's see. Campbell almost did. Almost did. I don't know, man. I don't know about these things. The comments that's being made isn't good comments. It isn't good comments. Let me see. How can I say this? Ortiz almost dropped Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder dribbled Ortiz off the canvas and knocked him out the second fight too. When he almost dropped Deontay Wilder the first fight. That didn't give him more of a chance the second fight. He got knocked flat out the second fight. I don't understand these comments. These comments are so bizarre. I think what you want to do is I think you should not just say somebody can punch real hard. Look, Shavers can punch real hard. And an old advancing Ali beat Shavers. Shavers was probably the hardest punching heavyweight in history. But like Floyd Mayweather once said, if you can't hit the target, there's no point of having power. What good is your power if you can't hit the target, especially not flush? So I don't know, man. I don't know about these comments. These comments are real like one-sided and bizarre. How confident are you in Loma's ability to take T.O.'s power? I don't know. Nakatani withstood it. So it wasn't because Nakatani was getting hit flush. It was because Nakatani is a good boxer. So remember do you know when people say Deontay Wilder, he knocked out a bunch of people, but who did he knock out? Because who you knocked out is significant. How great the fighter you fought is significant. Because it doesn't mean a great fighter has a better chin. I mean, they definitely have more heart. That's what makes them great. But they know how to take steam. They don't get hit with the same shots that an ordinary fighter gets hit with. All right? So it's not about Lomachenko taking Teofimo's power. It's how confident am I that Teofimo is going to hit him flush enough to hurt him? How confident am I that Lomachenko is going to hit Teofimo Lopez flush enough to hurt him? Anybody who gets hit square on the jaw hard enough is going to go. So that's the question. How confident am I that Teofimo Lopez is going to hit him flush enough to hurt him? I was very confident that Teofimo Lopez was going to hit Comey flush because Comey gets hit flush all the time. Hey, Biz, if Spence beats Danny Garcia, should fight Crawford next or Pac-Man? Well, I'm not sure if Pac-Man is going to fight again. If Spence gets past Danny Garcia, who should he fight? Another guy with the belt. I think Spence should fight exactly how he's thinking. Errol the True Spence is definitely thinking undisputed. So Spence would want either Pac-Man or Terrence Crawford next. Either one of those guys are equally fine by me. My thing is, I don't think Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao got too many fights left. I think he's going to try to do an exhibition bout or something, and he's already getting threatened to get his WBA title stripped. So if Spence loses, do you want to see Bud versus Spence anymore? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I want to see Errol. I want to see Sean Porter versus Terrence Crawford. He's lost to Kell Brook, Keith Thurman, and Errol Spence. What are you talking? Look, if Kell Brook beats Bud Crawford, I still want to see Bud versus Errol Spence. You don't have to be undefeated to put on a good fight. That's how that dude sounded earlier today in the live stream when he said Lomachenko lost before. I don't. Some of my favorite fights occurred from somebody with a loss on their record. So I'm about the action. Because you took a loss, you can improve. I still want to see AJ versus Deontay Wilder. I think that's a fantastic fight. Both of them have taken one loss, yeah. But that doesn't mean they're garbage and trash. So like I said, the boxing fans, the boxing community has to change their approach and outlook on the sport itself. So yeah, I remember Tommy Hearns was knocked out by Sugar Ray Leonard. There wasn't one person who didn't want to see Tommy Hearns versus Hagler. Not one didn't want to see Tommy Hearns versus Hagler. So I think we need to get off that. We really need to get off that. If Bud loses against Kell Brook, I would like to see Bud versus Sean Porter, Bud versus Spence. It doesn't matter. Danny Garcia versus Bud. If Errol Spence beats Danny Garcia, and I hear that Errol Spence is fighting Manny Pacquiao and Terrence Bud Crawford is fighting Danny Garcia, I'm on it. I'm fine. I am fine. So, I mean, that's how I am, though. I like the fights. I can care less about the numbers. The numbers, they mean nothing to me. When I see a very talented fighter against another talented fighter, that's what I'm into. I'm fine, right? I think Wilder versus AJ would be better than Fury versus AJ. Yeah, me too. Me too. And like I said, AJ and Fury is a better fight now after AJ lost. After AJ lost and he put in that extra wrinkle to start jabbing and moving more, I like the fight better for AJ versus because the way AJ was fighting pre his ass whooping, Fury whoops him quick. Fury wouldn't break a sweat. That's how I always felt Fury would beat AJ. But once AJ showed that wrinkle, he showed a bit of it against Joseph Parker. But then he really added to it with Andy Ruiz, and I'm like, okay, wait a second. He has, levels to this. AJ versus Fury. Be real nice. Let me look at this. If Pac-Man does get stripped of the WBA title, who you think will fight a vacant to vacant the title? Huh? Oh yeah. Hold on. We already know it's Jamal James versus Yordenis Ugas. Hold on. Oh, little chips too? Shoot. Talking about, boy, I'm about to mukbang live. Oh, man. 515. I want to do a giveaway or something. Over 500 people on this live stream. Hey, let's get 500 likes. Everybody hit the like button. Let's get 1,000 people in here and let's talk some boxing, dude. Isn't Porter Buzz mandatory? Is he? All right. I didn't know that. Is he? I didn't know that. I don't even think I had no idea. Who was the better fighter, Marcos Antonio Barrera or Shane Mosley? Probably Barrera, dog. well, hold on. No, you know what? You mean technically Barrera. Technically Barrera, dog. Sugar shades my heart. Sugar shades my heart. But technically Barrera. No. Sugar shade. No, Barrera. Technically Barrera. Who did greater things? I like what Sugar did. What Sugar did at lightweight, then he moved up, jumped up 2 weight classes, beat Oscar De La Hoya. He fought Floyd. He fought Winky Wright twice. He fought Vernon Forrest twice. He fought Mayorga twice. I think he fought Vargas, and he fought. He fought Canelo Alvarez, and he fought Manny Pacquiao and Cotto. Mosley got busy. What's my man? Cement block hands. Antonio Margarito fought him. Mosley got busy. He one hell of a lightweight. But Barrera is like technically, because Mosley was coming up short on the jab, bro. His jab game was, was something to be desired, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Everybody hit the like button. Yeah, I bet 10K on Loma. ShowBizz, what's your thoughts on Wilder dropping to a lower weight class? That's why I need to pre-read this, man, before I... Where the fart wing? They coming up short on my fart wings, man. No, don't give that energy. Don't give that any energy. Don't give it the energy. Sugar Shane PEDs. Yeah. Sugar was nice, man. Sugar was nice with it. Sugar admitted it. That was real nice, man. I like Sugar for doing that. Who wins? Benavidez versus Charlo. Charlo? Here's a little secret for you. Guess who's going to be on this show come Friday? Next Friday. Grilled cheese, actually. Oh, yeah. Guess who's going to be on this show doing an interview with me? Yeah, Caleb Plant. Yeah, how you know? Yeah, Caleb Plant. Yep. All right, so, and hit me in my community. What questions you think I should ask Caleb Plant? David Benavidez. I can't call Benavidez versus Plant. That's one of the questions I'm going to ask him. That is so difficult for me to call. I can't do it. Benavidez versus Charlo. There's a bit of me. I'm gonna tell you. And you guys, hey, you guys know I love the Charlos, right? Right. You see, my man said I got David. It's hard for me to say that Jamal would go up there and beat David. Oh, a new member. Boy. Shout out to you. That's hard. I think you're getting overwhelmed in here. Yes, I'm getting overwhelmed. Did you guys see me talk? Go on a rant for about 2 minutes about Andy Ruiz when Andy Ruiz wasn't even part of the conversation? Andy Ruiz wasn't even the topic. I talked about Andy Ruiz for 2.5 minutes. Okay? Yeah, I can get overwhelmed a little bit. It was about John Ruiz. I'm talking about Andy for 2.5 minutes, but that's okay. Too much for Charlo. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for me. It's kind of like when people ask me who will win between Usyk and Deontay Wilder. It was hard for me to say, to say that Usyk goes up to heavyweight, and at the time Wilder was a WBC champion, and say that he beats Wilder. That was hard for me. It was so that's where I'm at now. Benavidez, he need to get his head out the clouds though. It's hard for me to say that Charlo goes up and beat Benavidez. Mr. Goat, love the channel. And a positive energy, brother. Thank you so much. What happens if Lopez wins? Man, that'd be such a beautiful thing. If Lopez, not for my bank account, okay? But the world of boxing is bigger than my bank account, all right? That'd be such a beautiful thing if Lopez were to win. A new member, boy. Shout out to you. If Lopez were think about it. 23 years old, beat Lomachenko, have majority of the belts. In his head, he considers himself undisputed. That would make sense to me. He beat the guy who was the WBC champion. That would make sense to me. Then he goes into 140 with that type of momentum. You're talking about now he's crafting a Hall of Fame piece of work at 23 years old. ShowBizz is a boss. Thank you so much. He's super hungry. Yeah, I'm hungry. But hold on. When did Floyd Prime end it? Very early. In my opinion, I'm gonna tell you when. Floyd was done. Now he was done. But I was pretty much like, right after Zab Judah. That's how early. When he took on Baldemir. Remember when he took on Baldemir? No, not Cotto. Because when he took on Cotto, he struggled at 154. It's kind of like Loma struggling at lightweight. That's the perfect Loma fighting that lightweight is how Floyd looks at 154. Him and Oscar De La Hoya, split decision. Him and Cotto, it was a slugfest that looked weird. When he fought Baltimore, let me get the super chat in. I don't know about you, Biz, but my dream fight would have been Winky Wright versus Floyd Mayweather. That's a beautiful fight. That's a beautiful dream fight, which I got Winky. But that's a beautiful dream fight. What was I saying? What the heck was I saying? See? It was grilled cheese. What was I saying? Oh, Baltimore. So when Floyd will whoop Corey Spence though. Prime Floyd, yeah. Remember when he took on Baltimore? He had the most fragile hands. He had the most fragile. Floyd had the most fragile hands I've ever seen. Dude, because don't forget, Floyd had two brittle hands and a bum shoulder. Did you guys know that? Glass knuckles. Floyd had two fragile hands and a bum shoulder. I can't do anything about the lag. That's why he stopped being pretty boy. I'm talking about style-wise. He stopped being so busy. Floyd totally, that was a part of Floyd's brilliance. The fact that he can fight with two brittle hands and a bum shoulder. Pop shot. Dude, hey, you tell me I'm lagging again, bro. I can't do it. What do you want me to do? Fold my arms and blink and stop it from lag? It is what it is, bro. I can't do it. Oh, he's not lagging. Okay. Matter of fact, hold on real quick. What's up, bro? What's going on with you? Hold on real quick. Check. That's what happens when I try to make an adjustment based on one guy. Making an adjustment based on one guy. Now the whole thing went out. Dude, you call Xfinity yourself. And get that taken care of, bro. It was fine. You call Xfinity. All right. Where we at? We got that going. No internet left behind, bro. Barrera versus Azuma Nelson? I don't know. Magnificent. But styles make fights. If you look at how Barrera fights, he got that Bernard Hopkins. Everybody's going to look bad against Barrera. I don't know. Now I'm lagging. I had it just fine. Now I'm lagging. How do I become a member? There's a join button next to the subscribe button. All right. So listen, I want everybody right now to tell me, how does Teofimo Lopez beat Lomachenko? Tell me what you think. And then I'll tell you, I think I pretty much said what I thought. How does Teofimo Lopez, how do you see Teofimo Lopez, not just KO, how does it happen? Look at Grant. He doesn't. He won't. Here's the bet on yourself. Thank you so much. Shout out to you. Perfect timing. Run him over. Pressure. Make it ugly. Yeah. Try to counter. Fight rugged. A gunshot. Bites his ear. You know what? I make it ugly. So that is the Orlando Salido approach, right? Make it ugly. Hit low sometimes. Step on his feet. Those things. Set traps. Set traps. I think that's what I was saying. I was saying to I was saying to put a lot of your scheming, rely on Lomachenko's cockiness to support you, and that's how you can set the trap. Loma is a walking trap, right? He is. Go forward, take the fight to Loma, catch him in the mix. Thanks for the super chat. He ain't gonna get away with 50 low blows, though. Right, absolutely. Timing. Just that one word, timing. I don't know if that's enough for me. It's kind of like, how does Lomachenko beat Teofimo Lopez? Speed. That's not enough. That's not enough. Timing beats speed. Power. Speed beats power. I mean, it's not enough. Loma already knows the traps. He knows. I don't think anyone is prepared for every trap. I don't think so. I don't think anyone technique. You see that? Come on, J man. You know. Hitting them at different angles. What, you want Teofimo Lopez to hit Lomachenko at different angles? Teo is not savvy enough to set traps. He's not experienced enough or savvy enough. I get it. Cut the angles. Counter the counter. You know what? Let me tell you something. You know what I liked about when people said to walk through him and to take the fight to him and to get gritty and make it a fight and all those things? Roy Jones Jr. famously said, how did he say it? He said, you box a fighter and you fight a boxer. After he said something like that, right? After he knocked out Virgil Hill with the body shot, Roy Jones said, you box a fighter and you fight a boxer. You don't try to outbox a boxer. When you fight Floyd Mayweather, don't try to outbox him. You fight him. Iron Mike Tyson said the same thing. How will you beat Floyd Mayweather? Dirty. That's how I will fight him. That's how I'll beat him. I think you guys are making us, and Teofimo Lopez was making the same point. I'm going to fight him the way Orlando Salido fought him. My thing is, though, I think Lomachenko is ready for that because he's seen it. But you can do a mixture. You can do a mixture. Will Teofimo be able to walk down Loma, or will Loma walk down Teofimo Lopez? I think it's a better chance of Loma walking down Teofimo Lopez. Let me tell you why. Teofimo Lopez is a counterpuncher. Teofimo Lopez is a counterpuncher. He has that kind of like that weak Philly shell, and he counters out of it. All right. He does some aggressive work, but if you really think about it, he uses athleticism, his live feet. You see him do backflips after a fight. So he got that athleticism, and he uses that. He steps back, and he does things off counter. Very smart kid. But I think if you keep Teofimo Lopez with the trigger, pulled back, he's not able to squeeze the trigger. Like he's always ready to counter. And Lomachenko, he did that kind of to Nicholas Walters. He was hitting him, boom, boom. Then he was away. Then he was close. Then he stepped to the side, and then bam. Then he does a U, step to the other side, bam. And you keep Teofimo Lopez moving around with his hands in his pocket. Before you know it, 4 rounds went by with him. That's how he got on that Lomachenko run. He kept people with their hands in their pockets. They did not know when to pull the trigger. They kind of got shell shocked. They getting hit with everything, and they can't hit him. Approach. Okay. All right, I think I'm ready now. I switched the setting for one guy and everybody else was fine. And then I've been lagging ever since. All right, man, here we go. So hold on, here's the super chat. Let me see the super chat. It says he has to fight like Danny Garcia, sit down on his punches and timing. I think that's the approach that you shouldn't do. Okay, sit down on his punches and time him. You'll be waiting for the perfect time all night. I think that Danny Garcia approach will work in the hands of Teofimo Lopez. Work in the hands of Lomachenko. I think Teofimo Lopez has to take the fight to him, make Lomachenko try to fight his way out of it and then counter him. You got to punch him open into the counter. That's the best way you can do it. I think that's the best way he can do it. But to just wait for the perfect time and counter punch, he's going to have his hands in his pocket all night. It's not going to work. Do you think it looked like Marquez versus Mayweather? No. Mayweather was kind of bullying Marquez a little bit. The most unbiased channel I hear. Facts. Thank you so much. Cut off the ring and smother overhand right cross. Yeah, that can happen. But Lomachenko has great feet. But you're saying no matter what, just try to get this dude against the ropes. This dude said, weight bully Floyd. Floyd's been fighting as a small man his entire career. Dude's like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know shit about boxing, bro. I just want you to say it. I just want to say something in front of 500 people that just shows I don't know shit about boxing. Floyd versus Marquez. Yeah, Floyd was gone for like a year and a half. And him fighting Marquez, who was one of the better fighters pound for pound in the world, that was his warm-up fight. He had to get back. He was gone for over a year and a half, right? So what was it, 2 years? How long was Floyd gone? 2 years? Year and a half? 2 years? And he fought Marquez, the guy that was giving Manny Pacquiao trouble, who people thought Manny Pacquiao and Floyd would be a good fight. So he fought Marquez as his fight back. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Hey, ShowBizz, I honestly think Floyd Prime would have beat all these guys because he just had too many tools. Agree, Floyd was too dominant. And I don't know what that last thing is. But I'll tell you this. Yeah, I think Floyd would have beaten everybody today. Yeah, I think him and Lomachenko is a good fight. But outside of that, I don't think there's anybody that would have beaten Floyd right now. I don't think there's anybody. Crawford? No. Floyd would have been whooping Crawford. Floyd, nah. Floyd would have whooped Crawford. Good fight, though, but Floyd would have whooped him, though. Yeah, and Crawford got too many holes in this game for somebody like Floyd. Floyd would have beat him. Floyd was good at, if you look at Floyd's resume, Floyd took on a lot of guys that people thought was going to beat him. Floyd has a well-decorated resume that no one gives him any credit for. So when you give him no credit for his victories, then you think anybody could beat him. Bud or Kell Brook, who you got and why? Shout out the Pittman family for me one time. Black, two sugars. Man, shout out to the Pittman family, man. Much love to you. Thanks for the super chat. Much love to your family. You see how he said that? Shout out to the Pittman family for me one time. That's a man with integrity. That's an alpha male right there. I can't call that fight right now, though. I mean, a lot of people are seeing it as Kell Brook is damaged goods and Terrence Bud Crawford is going to beat him. I don't see it that way. I'm having a hard time. For me, that is his welcome to the welterweight division fight. That's his first fight at welterweight for me. Okay, I mean not his. He's fought at welterweight, but I'm saying that's his first test at welterweight, and that's one hell of a test to me. J-Man, how you feeling, Biz? Got 5 days left before the fight. The BGs, bro. Why you think I'm wearing a BUSR shirt right now? Go to busr.com/showbiz if you want to make bets on the fight. I got the link in the description box. I got the hat and everything, bro. They mailed that to me like good luck. Because you got to understand, when I made that $10,000 bet, they hit me up on the phone. Like, hey, man, you know you just moved the meter? You just moved the odds with that $10,000 bet. Good luck. They should have sent me a $10,000 something. Give me five. They should have sent me $5,000 or something to brace it. Right now, Canelo would knock out Floyd Mayweather, 100. I mean, yeah. I mean, Deontay Wilder would knock out Floyd too. I mean, look, Floyd is old now. Canelo has fought at light heavyweight. I mean, they won't be fighting at, what would they fight at? They would have to fight at middle. I mean, yeah. I bet on Loma. I bet 10,000 on Loma. Dog, there are so many people in the chat that all I can do is chew and look. Like, Easy Money Biz, thank you so much. Everyone talking about Lopez's power, but no one mentions Loma's chin. Well, no one's mentioning Loma's power. You know, I say this a lot. I say this a lot, and I said it with Tom Yankello. I'm not sure how many of you guys saw Tom Yankello when I did that interview with him, Roy Jones Jr.'s trainer, and Kelvin Brock's trainer. Okay, remember Kelvin Brock? That what got me. Tom Yankello was I used to like Kelvin Brock, but like what I mentioned to him, I said I never cared about who punched harder. That's something that is probably just unique to me. 500 people in the chat. Let's get 500 likes, man. That may be something that's very unique to. Why so many people? You know, this community is so loved. Before I finish that, I go live, man, and all of you guys show up with love, with so much intriguing things to say. It's wonderful. It's very solid, by the way. Which I need to do like a big giveaway this weekend or something. I need to figure that out. But anyway, something very unique to me. I never really say who's the harder puncher. I always do this punch to chin ratio. I always do that. All you need to do is look at Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder dropped Tyson Fury twice that first fight. But when Tyson Fury dropped Deontay Wilder, he finished him. He beat him so bad in the corner, he finished him. I never say who punched harder. It's who could take the other's punch the best. I don't know if Teofimo Lopez can take the punches from Lomachenko. I don't know that. The accurate, fast punches from Lomachenko that he's knocked other people out with. I don't know that. I don't know that. I would like to see how Teofimo Lopez take Lomachenko's punches. I don't know why people. I don't know why people don't mention that. I have no idea. And I'm talking about not punches just to the jaw, but to the body. Loma had great chin. He never was dazed. Right. Is how he recovers to rate his chin. Kyle, you said a mouthful, but you're talking like somebody who watched boxing and understands it. And that's, you can't do that. You can't do that nowadays, bro. You can't do that. Who the hell you think you are? You can't do that. You can't sit there and talk like you get the sport and come with knowledge-based comments. You can't do that, bro. You gotta see one moment where somebody didn't look perfect and then make a whole statement on that. Biz been taking them Roy Jones PE. Oh, the little it's in the bag, bro. It's in the bag. Power is overrated compared to accuracy. Gonzalez, once again, you watch too much boxing. You get it. You get it too well. That doesn't work today. Man on fire, what you gotta say? With that Loma hit, you a lot with punches you don't see. Yeah, it's the punches that don't see that hurt you. It's the punches you don't see that hurt you. Oh, okay. Holyfield almost knocked out Foreman. Foreman was leaning on the ropes big time. I want you guys to tell me, in over 70-something fights you've seen from George Foreman, how many times was he rocked? Evander Holyfield, is he a big puncher from the heavyweight division? Is he a big puncher? No. Foreman, one of the best chins of all time. How many times have you seen him hurt? Ali knocked him out. That was fatigue. Now, Ron Lau hurt him. But how many times have you seen him hurt? But then you saw him maybe twice. But then you saw him wobbled. Okay? And I'm talking about old Foreman. Big old Foreman, you ain't see him rocked at all. But little Evander Holyfield, legs like a middleweight, waist like a lightweight. Okay? Little Evander rocked that big boy. He ain't see that right hand. He ain't see it. He was throwing a punch of his own, and Holyfield caught him with a sharp right, and it just, he ain't see it. He didn't, and it's those punches. Like I said, Ryan Garcia's last knockout, Ryan Garcia was just sitting back. But dog, that left hook came so fast, I can't even pretend to throw it the way he threw it. He knocked that dude out. That dude ain't see that at all. It was like a cobra. My uncle, Clifford and Eddie. Oh, word! I grew up around boxing. Used to do it. Met Mike when I was young. Oh, I see the name. Dude, how is Clifford, bro? How is Clifford, bro? That's your uncle, huh? How is he? I know that fight with Mike, man. How is he, bro? Real talk. My bad, y'all. I am super interested. Does he have a Facebook or something? Like fighters like that, I would love. Is he okay? Like, where is he? Man, he's been doing better. He did time after that Tyson fight for armed robbery. See, that's the shit. That's my bad for cussing, but that just pissed me off. A man of that caliber, a fighter of that caliber, who took on an icon, okay, shouldn't have to get to the point where he has to do armed robbery. All right? That means that the sport isn't giving back how much you've given to it. How long was Clifford fighting? How long was Clifford fighting, bro? Okay, he was probably fighting since a kid. And that's what I'm saying. That's why the game, the e-boxing club, Hard Knock Nights, round for round, all of that stuff I am supporting. When I'm supporting video games, all of that stuff I am pushing, because that's another revenue stream for these fighters who putting their lives on the line. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn the paperwork, man. The paperwork, bro. It's about getting enough money back and having a life coach. See, let me tell you, but boxers need more revenue stream. But what I'm saying is, Heyman does well with that. You need a life coach who guides you through. You need someone who helps you domestically with your affairs on how to deal with your partner at home. So you don't go off hitting your partner and stuff like that, because you don't have the tools to handle those type of arguments, because every day it's your job to handle stuff with your fists and be aggressive. So you need a psychologist that is given to you, that's provided to you by the sanctioning body or by your management or promoters or something like that, because you can't be made for war. all day long, every day, and expect to handle something domestically with the right frame of mind. You can't have to resort to putting your body on the line, your brain on the line. You resort to that because you didn't have the tools as a kid. You came up poor, came up off the streets, and then you expect them to have the financial and management skills after fighting or during their career. So all that needs to be provided. All that needs to be provided because they're not going to seek that out themselves. They don't know to. They probably don't feel that it's important to. So, but thank you for showing up, Kyle. Thank you for showing up. Kyle said, I come from a fighting family on both sides. My parents, Clifford, didn't have big money fights before Tyson. No one taught him about how to spend the money. Exactly, Kyle. Exactly. Because you have people who I knew a guy that I worked with who was making $40,000 a year. That guy had enough money to pay off his student loans. He knew how to save. Me and him, I was making more than him. I was in debt. He knew how to save, put his money together. He paid his student loans off. The last time I saw him was 2-3 years ago. I worked with him back in 2009. The last time I saw him was 3 years ago. I knew that he was buying a house. I said, hey, man, how are you dealing with, your house, your mortgage? And when I said mortgage, he said, what mortgage? And he smiled. And I was like, you were always like that. He knows how to manage his money. He paid his house off. That's with $40,000 a year. In your decision to pick Loma, do you factor in the potential that Lopez might have that unmeasurable intangible, or is it all a matter of skills? Well, that's a good question, Des. But the thing is this: when you make a bet, I gotta bet one way or the other. You know what I mean? I'm betting one way or the other. So I'm not betting I'm betting on Loma, but Lopez got a magical skill. You know what I'm saying? I'm betting on Loma to win because I think it's a higher probability that he will. Let's see. I heard Lopez are not that great coming forward, and Loma are not. Wow, that R is getting me. That great fighting backwards. No, I think they're good fighting forward and backwards. I think Lomachenko is just better side to side, but I think both of them. I think they're both good fighting forward and backwards, bro. I'm betting $15,000 on Loma because ShowBizz is betting on Loma. Thanks for the extra pressure. I already have the pressure of my money. Now I have the pressure of yours. Now come this weekend, I'm gonna be like, bro, we here, bro. We're here. You bet on Loma by stoppage? That's a ballsy bet. 5 days left. Yeah, there's still 500. Look at the likes. Cut the ring off and body shots to stop Loma movement. How about clinching? How about clinching? And grab that arm, bend that arm. Clinching a lot. Punch when they break it up. Let them go. Pushing. Bodying. Hit the hips and clinch. Yeah. You're going to need to get an extra job, bro, to pay that bet off because I'm tough. And I'm going to talk junk to you. Because it makes me feel good. People going to have you covered on the refund. I hope so, man. What's the return on the 10K bet? What's it, 3K or something like that? It's not a lot. I had to put down that much to get a good payout. That was the thing. I had to put a lot of money down to get a good payout. Did you hear about the Wilder Fury contract? No. I heard that there were people saying that Wilder isn't going to have the fight. And then they were saying that he was. What happened with the contract? It expired. Hold on. My man just... he can't get it right, can he? Hold on, man. Are y'all serious? He just can't get his stuff together. What expired? Hold on. No. Shelly Finkel just said yesterday that the fight was going to happen. What are y'all talking? No. It didn't expire, dude. No. 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 Man, it didn't expire. It didn't expire, bro. No, Shelly Finkel just said the fight was still on. He just said that yesterday. There's been so many lies. Okay, look. Let's start it off. The costume was too heavy. Someone spiked his water, okay? But then the test came back and they were both clean. What else? Tyson Fury removed the cushion from his gloves, okay, to the point where you can see each finger. But after he punches you, the glove come all the way back to form. And he, okay, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that for a minute. He used his palm. He used his palm. Let's talk about this for a minute. Yeah. He had a dented skull, and the autopsy said that. But let me ask you this: how do you have cushion removed from your gloves and you punch somebody? I just want to know. You punch somebody in one frame. The fist look like this. The fist look like this. Hair on the knuckles and all. Okay? You punch somebody, and then the next frame, it comes all the way back to form. I just want to ask you guys, how does that happen? If you're removing cushion from your glove and you punch somebody, afterwards, you should see the result of it shouldn't come all the way back to perfect glove form. It should be kind of deformed. The glove, punch over punch, right? Right? I mean, right? Right? Look at it's sitting right there. If you take the cushion out and right, I see it right there. Anyway, what's next? Autopsies. Now the contract expired. What's your most surprising boxing upset? Tyson. But when Buster Douglas knocked out Tyson, bro, that was like, there was nothing. That was ridiculous. Is the Charlo versus Alvarez fight going to happen? I think so. People will say whatever makes them feel happy. But see, that's what I don't want. I told you guys this in my comments. I rather know the truth than my idea of the truth. I'd rather be wrong and know what's really going on than to live in my head. I don't know how living in my head works. That, like I said, I used to date this girl. Who never held the same conversation I was holding. She never held. This was years ago. She never held the same conversation I was having. I can be saying, hey, all I said was the pasta was too cold. Okay? And let's say we're at a restaurant and I'm driving back from the restaurant and saying, man, that pasta was kind of cold. Oh, you didn't like my dress? I said the pasta was cold. No, you're really saying that the date was bad because you didn't like my dress. No, you didn't like your dress. If you didn't like your dress, you shouldn't have worn it. I'm saying the pasta came cold. I'd rather live the real world. I'd rather see the fight. Oh, Deontay Wilder wasn't as prepared as we thought. Tyson Fury, more prepared with a better game plan. He beat him. Okay, now Deontay Wilder can be better prepared next time. He fires Mark Breland. He's making adjustments that would help, in his mind, that would help him put together a game plan to beat him in the actual fight. Not that, there was a dent in his head and the autopsy revealed it. Forget that. I'm talking about game plan. Lying doesn't help. And the funny thing is, Deontay Wilder isn't saying any of it. Deontay Wilder is the gladiator, not saying any of it. Really think about it. Deontay Wilder is the fighter in the ring who took the ass whooping. Okay, he said, my girl. Deontay Wilder is the fighter in the ring who took the ass whooping. And Deontay Wilder is like, for me, this is what I need to do. I need to do A, B, and C to beat this guy. Forget all the stuff all the people who weren't in the ring talking about. Whatever y'all talking about, trying to give me excuses. I was in there. Those excuses you giving me ain't gonna help me in there. Saying woo, this really happened. Oh, they were cheating. Man, that ain't gonna work. I can't walk up in a ring, their third fight, and say, hey, don't hit me as hard because they think you were cheating. That ain't gonna work. You can't give me a signed letter from my parents saying that you shouldn't kick my ass. I gotta make the adjustments and beat you. For me, Deontay Wilder, it seems to me that he's not making the excuses. It seems to me. Fury just tweeted that the fight with Wilder was off. Bro, don't tell me this is true, dog. That's true. But for some delusional fans, it's hard for them to live in the truth. Told you, just like my ex, Layla. She wasn't even my ex. It was just a girl I was half talking to. That's why she's not my ex. We never started. It's off. What else? Regulator, mount up. Ryan by stoppage. Wilder is physically incapable to fight. I thought the guy said that Deontay Wilder is looking better than ever. What's the guy name? Rafael Akpiori. Didn't he say Deontay Wilder's looking better than, it hasn't healed? He said Deontay Wilder's looking better than ever. He said Deontay Wilder could have fought in July. Which one is it? I'm flabbergasted. Manny had the best win out of the Welchers last year. True or false? Well, he had the most sensational win when it comes to his career. To be able to do that, I thought that should have made him the fighter of the decade again. But the best win to me was Errol Spence beating Porter. That was, I mean, really, there were two live wires who that fight was arguably the best fight of the year. I thought that was the win. But Manny Pacquiao beating Keith Thurman was huge as far as a Manny sense. That was big. But we all know Keith Thurman, you know, he fought like twice in 4 years, 5 years or something weird. You know, he didn't look good against Josecito Lopez. He's pretty much done, right? He has that elbow injury that he just can't get together. So that wasn't the best win. The best win was Errol Spence beating Porter. Will Spence go to middleweight eventually, or will he stay where he is? No, he moves up after undisputed, according to Errol. For Errol, he only has 2 more fights. It's Manny Pacquiao and Bud, and then he's moving up. Errol Spence is the truth. Just like his name implies, he's the truth. Errol Spence is really serious about, hey, I become undisputed, move up, become undisputed, move up, and I want to be great. So yeah, clear out the welterweight division, then move up. I mean, think about it. He doesn't need to fight Keith one time Thurman. He doesn't. If he beats Manny Pacquiao and beats Crawford, he's already beaten Sean Porter, Kell Brook, and that means that he would have beaten Danny Garcia. You know. Spence will not fight Jermell. I think he probably would. I think Spence probably would. I'm not sure if Jermell would. Because don't forget, Jermell didn't want to fight Lara. Remember when he said me and Lara, was that Jermell? Yeah, I think he said me and Lara is part of the same camp. I wouldn't fight Lara. Don't ask me to fight Lara. So I'm not sure if Jermell will fight Errol, but I don't think Errol would not fight anybody. I don't think Errol has that, he's my friend. I think Errol would say this is business. I think he'll fight anybody. And I think he'll make that person his enemy leading up to it. And then they can be friends afterwards. Errol Spence seems to be on this very straight, you know, he just got this goal. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, Grant. I think Errol, I just don't think he has that. That whole thing that Porter and Bud Crawford's doing, I don't think Errol Spence has that at all. Charlos are loyal like that, though, like you said. Yeah, Charlos, yeah, they're like that. You know, they wear their emotions on their sleeves and they're very transparent. Yeah. I think Jermell would be like, brother, I'm not gonna fight you, man. I'll move up. You go ahead. You know what I mean? My thing is this. Here's what's funny. I think Jamal Charlo is a better boxer than Jermell. I think Jamal, I enjoy watching Jamal more than I enjoy watching Jermell. Okay, not by much, but I like watching Jamal more because fundamentals and stuff. I really like that. With that said, Jermell has done greater things. Jermell has done greater things. What y'all think about that? Jermell, he has more straps. He's done greater things. That's the funny thing. Yeah. Yeah, that Derevchenko performance was magnificent. Maul was 154 and 160. So he had 2 weight classes. That's enough to do greater things. I'm sure we could come up with somebody who went 2 weight classes. Let's think of who's gone to 2 weight classes. Adrian Broner. And Jermell did better. Right. And Jermell did better. Maul is getting ducked though. I mean, yeah, Jay Cooley, I'm not even saying all of the political reasons why this has happened or what you think it is or whatever. Period. Just who has done greater things, Mel has. I'm not even saying this is why, and this did who would what, and who's supposed to have done this, and franchise title. I'm talking about hardcore evidence. Who has done more? Mel. But I think Jamal is better. I think he's better. Okay, Maul be getting ducked. Okay, well, let's do it like this. Maul be getting ducked. Did Canelo offer Maul? Did Team Canelo give Maul an offer that Jermell Charlo said that Maul was given an offer and he should have taken it? Did that happen? Let's go there. Did that happen? Okay, so let's stop. I've seen Andre call Maul and Mel out consistently. Did that happen? Dude, come on, man. Like, I didn't even want to get into that conversation. Let's leave that. Let's leave that behind. I'm just saying Mel has done more. Oh my God. Andre ducked Mel. Brother, it depends on who ass you're sniffing up. When it comes to ducking nowadays, it all boils down to who you're feeling. Because I ain't never seen Andre duck anybody, bro. Andre been wanting that smoke for a long time. And like I said, his dreads tell the story. He's been wanting that since his hair was my length. He's been wanting to smoke. So, I mean, if you want to know how long he wanted to smoke, just measure how long his dreads are, and that's how long he's wanted to smoke. I ain't on that, bro. I ain't on that. Those guys, I ain't on that. I can tell you this. Maybe Jermell and Jamal thought that Andre wasn't the right fight for them, okay, at the time. I don't really call that ducking yet. I call it like game planning. I don't throw ducking around that loosely. I really don't. Yeah, I don't. When Lomachenko took on Teofimo Lopez instead of Haney, I didn't say he ducked Haney to fight Lopez. But then everybody who said Lomachenko ducked Haney thinks Lopez is going to beat him. It's like, you think Lopez is going to beat him? He ducked Haney to fight Lopez. Like, I just see it as Lopez got the IBF title. He gave Devin Haney the WBC title. He's trying to be undisputed and fight Lopez. That's how I see it. What's up, Biz? Canelo beats Jamal with his experience and insane game. Is Fury ducking Wilder 3? How would Fury? You know Fury ain't ducking. Why would you? You're being funny. Thanks for the super chat. You're being funny. You know Fury isn't ducking Wilder. He's begging every day to have this fight, a real date set. You know that. How would? Anyway, Canelo beats Jamal. I can see that, man. I can see that, Alton. I can see that, Alton. I can see Jamal. I can see Canelo beating him. Here's the funny thing. After Sergey Derevchenko, I can see Jamal beating Canelo. I think it's a closer fight. Whoops. All right, man, look. Date set, December 5th. What date? Oh, you talking about Spence and Danny Garcia? You heard rumors of Fury versus Brown and not a bad opponent considering the circumstance. No, I didn't. I heard rumors about Fury versus AJ end of year. That's what I heard. They sleeping on Danny Swift big time. I think Danny Swift can probably win this fight. You know, I think everybody who's an Arrows the True Spence fan, if they're a real fan, they should have bubble guts for this fight come December. I think they should be nervous. I really do. If you are a fan, if you love Errol Spence more than everything, I think you should be nervous. This is his first fight back after the car accident. And he's fighting a big hitter in Danny Garcia, who's been in there with the Matisses of the world, the Amir Khans and Zab Judas of the world, and also the Sean Porters of the world, and Keith one-time Thurman of the world. This is a Danny Garcia who can swat. Everybody says, Keith Thurman said that Danny Garcia hits harder than Showtime Sean Porter. So I think if you are a fan, but some people are so much fans that they just, yeah, my man could beat, Godzilla and King Kong. If Superman came down, he better come correct. If you're that type of fan, then it ain't gonna work. But I'm talking about if you're a real fan, I think you'll be nervous come this fight. Yeah, he got a mean left hook to the body too. How excited are you about Like versus Joshua? Like versus Joshua. Pulev. Oh, that's that auto spell. How excited? I'm very excited because look, you're talking to somebody who's excited to see every fight at this point because COVID just messed everything up. I'm excited to see how AJ looks. Pulev to me is a fighter. Pulev can fight, long in the tooth, but he can fight. The last time we said some mess about somebody who was long in the tooth was Povetkin. Povetkin knocked Dillian White flat out. I want to see AJ fight. That's all. I want to see how he's looking, if he goes back to the robotic form or if he's lean like he was against Andy Ruiz and kind of mix it up. What kind of, things he's going to try out in this fight against Pulev to see how he's going to look moving forward. I'm very interested. AJ easily destroys Pulev, in my opinion. Either way, don't you want to see him? See how he's looking? See how he's grown? See if he's taking a step backwards. Did he go back to his old self? Has he thrown an extra wrinkle in? Because you're not looking at him against Pulev. You're looking at how can he possibly look against Tyson Fury. That's what you're looking at. So you want to see AJ against Pulev to see how he would look against Tyson Fury. See what else he has. See how he'll look against Usyk, right? So that's why you're doing it. That's why you're very excited about that fight, I would think. I mean, if you guys are just only excited in the results and not really looking at the fight, then you probably shouldn't watch it. You probably shouldn't watch it. Just wait for the news. Ducknell. Oh shoot. Here we go. Okay, I got one more question, man. Hit me with one more question. I'm about to go up and chill with the fam. This was a great live stream. I know I still got like 500 people here. Don't want to leave that many people on the table, but we did talk a lot, almost 2 hours. So give me one more question. Where is it, man? What's the big question? Why you corny? I read that so you can have your attention because you're looking for attention from a corny guy. That shows you how corny and lame you are. Outside of Mayweather, who should Pacquiao fight to end his career? Give me a real nice one. Give me a real nice one. Ali versus Holyfield. Ali versus Holyfield. Muhammad Ali, Holyfield tries. But Holyfield doesn't do well against a great jab. Look at him against Riddick Bowe. Look at him against Larry Holmes. I've mentioned that before. Look at him against Michael Moorer, okay? He doesn't do well against an educated jab. He doesn't. People like Riddick Bowe, people like Michael Moorer, those guys had very underrated jabs. Larry Holmes had the best jab in the business. Well, Evander Holyfield he had a messed up shoulder. He was past it. James Toney the way he was looking against Holyfield, I don't really consider that fight too much, but we can do that. Ali, with his slickness, with his hand speed, his great jab, slickness though, right? His great jab. Evander Holyfield doesn't get a chance to turn that into a war. And Evander Holyfield, I think he looks like something's wrong with him. I think it's just a bad matchup for Holyfield. I got Ali 15-round decision. ShowBizz for dope. Thank you all for coming out. I may do one more live stream leading up to this. These live streams leading up to the fights this weekend, these live streams are really helping with my BGs. As soon as I turn this off, I'm going right back to my staying alive. I'm going right back to my BGs, all right? And don't laugh too much on me talking about Andy Ruiz for 2.5 hours when the question was about John Ruiz. I'm out. Buxton, man, shout out to you.